Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel Code with AKJ. Today is day 59 of solving our Lead Code 75 challenge, and today we are starting a very important topic, that is DP1D. So it is very important for interviews. So before we begin, make sure to like, share, comment and subscribe to the channel for daily coding content and to stay consistent in your DSA journey. So let's get started with our problem statement, which is nth Fibonacci number. So the problem statement says the Fibonacci sequence Tn is defined as follows, which is T0 will be 0, T1 is 1, T2 is 1, and Tn plus 3 is Tn plus Tn plus 1, Tn plus 2 for all n greater than or equal to 0. So given n, we need to return the value of Tn. So we are given a number n and we need to find the nth Fibonacci number, and the sequence is defined as follows. So this is similar to Fibonacci sequence, but instead of two previous values, we will be using three previous values. So let's directly jump to our brute force approach where we'll be using recursion. So here I've written the first example where n value will be 4. So this is the sequence where initially the first three values would be 0, 1 and 1, and the following number can be calculated with the addition of three previous values. So if we want to find the fourth Fibonacci sequence, we need to find the values T3, T2 and T1. So in order to find T3, we need to find T0, T1 and T2. So since we already have T0, T1 and T2, we'll add these three values and we'll get T3 as 2. Finally, we need T4. So T4 will be T3, T2 and T1. So sum of these three values would be 4. So finally, the fourth Fibonacci sequence would be value 4. The recurrence relation here would be solve of n minus 1 plus n minus 2 plus n minus 3. And the recursion tree for this given n value 4 would be as follows, where in order to find T4 we need T3, T2 and T1, and in order to find T3 we need T2, T1 and T0. So these three values would be our base case, where if n value is 0, our answer would be 0, and if n value is 1 or 2, our answer would be 1. So this would be our brute force approach, and as you can see from the recursive tree, we have overlapping subproblems, and the time complexity of this approach here would be O of 3 power n. And coming to the space complexity, since we are using recursion, there will be a recursive stack which would take O of n space. So let's quickly code this approach and let's submit. So let's quickly code this approach. So our base case here would be that if n value is 0, we'll return 0. If n value is either 1 or n value is 2, we'll return 1. Else we'll be using this recurrence relation where we'll be adding three previous values, which is n minus 3, n minus 2 and n minus 1. So let's quickly run this code. So it's working, so let's submit. As you can see, this gives us time limit exceeded because of its time complexity, which is exponential. So let's quickly try to optimize this approach. And since we have seen a major issue, which is overlapping subproblems where we are recalculating the same state again and again, so we'll try to store this value in an external array, and whenever the same state reappears, we'll directly return the value from that array. We will have to memorize this recursive approach, and we'll use an external DP array where we'll store the computed result, and whenever we find a same state value, we'll directly return that from the DP array. So while using this approach, the time complexity changes from O of exponential to O of n. And coming to the space complexity, the space complexity remains same where we are using recursion, which takes O of n, and since we are using an external array to store the computed results, an external O of n. So overall space complexity here would be O of n. So now we can see that with the help of memorization and using a DP array, we have reduced our time complexity from exponential to linear. So let's quickly code that approach as well and let's submit. So here's the code for our memorized approach. So we have taken the DP of size n plus 1, and which would be initialized with minus 1 initially. So we'll call this solve function where the base cases remain same. If n value is 0, we'll return 0, and if n value is either 1 or 2, we'll return 1. And we'll call the same solve function which will take three previous recursive state values, and whenever we find a same state value, we'll return that value with the help of our DP array. And while calculating the state value for each state, we'll store that value inside our DP of n. So in this way, we have solved the overlapping subproblem issue. So let's quickly run this code. It's working, so let's submit. As you can see, This approach gives us successful submission. So now let's try to remove recursion completely. This approach, let's try to build the array. So we'll take an array of size n plus 1, and since we know that if n value is 0, the value would be 0. If n value is 1, the value is 1. If n value is 2, the value would be 1. So now after creating our array and storing our base case values, we'll try to run a loop from the value 3 till the size of our array. We'll try to fill these boxes with the help of our recurrence relation, which is dp of I would be dp of I minus 3 plus dp of I minus 2 plus dp of I minus 1. To calculate the value for the value I, we need three previous values, which is I minus 3, I minus 2 and I minus 1. So to calculate the value for this particular box for value 3, we need three previous values, which is 2, 1 and 0. So we already have these three values, which is 0, 1 and 1. So dp of 3 here would be 1 plus 1 plus 0, which gives us value 2. In the same way, we'll move to the next index and we'll calculate the value for this given index, which would be the sum of three previous values, which is 2 plus 1 plus 1, which gives us value 4. In the same way, for the next index 5, we need three previous values, which is 4 plus 2 plus 1, which gives us value 7. So we have built this array with n plus 1 size, and since we need the value for n, we'll try to return the value dp of n. So dp of 4 here would give us value 4. So in case n value is 5, dp of 5 would give us value 7. So in this approach, the time complexity again takes O of n complexity, whereas in space complexity, since there is no recursion, there's only an external array where we are trying to build this array. So the space complexity would take O of n space complexity. So in this way, we have removed recursion in this approach. So this approach is also called as tabulation approach. The previous approach was memoization with top-down DP, and our first approach, which was our brute force approach, was a pure recursive approach. So let's try to code this approach as well, and let's submit. So here's the code for our tabulation approach, where the base case remains same. If n is equals to 0, return 0. If n is either 1 or 2, return 1. Here in this approach, we are trying to build this array. So we'll take the size of our n value, which is n plus 1, and we'll store the first three values with 0 and 1. And we'll try to run a loop from the value 3 till n, and we'll try to calculate the value for each index, which is for index I, we'll require three previous values, which is I minus 1, I minus 2 and I minus 3. So we'll sum these three values and we'll store that value for the index I. So in this way, we'll try to calculate for each and every index till n, and we directly return the n value with the help of dp of n. So let's run this code. It's working, so let's submit. As you can see, this approach also gives us successful submission. So let's try to further optimize this approach where we don't use any external space. So from all the previous approaches, what we have observed is that the value for the particular state is only dependent on the three previous state values. So instead of building the whole array, I just need three variables which would store the previous three state values, and then we can directly return the n value. So let's try to dry run this and let's try to understand. So let's try to take three variables here. So suppose a value is 0, b value is 1 and c value is 1. So we'll run a loop from the value 3 till the value n. So to find the value for this particular index I, which is the current value 3, so the current value would depend on the values a plus b plus c. So which would give us the value for index 3. And after finding the value for this index 3, we'll try to update our three variables here. So instead of building the whole array, we'll just move these pointers to these next values. So a becomes b becomes c, and the c becomes the current value. So we are just trying to move these pointers one step ahead. So now a becomes 1, b becomes 1 and c becomes 2. So again, for the next index value, the current value would be a plus b plus c, which gives us 4. And now again, a becomes b, B becomes C, and C becomes the current value. So here the updated values are A is 1, B is 2, and C points to 4. So in this way, we'll try to run a loop from 3 to values n, and finally we'll return our required answer, which will be stored in the variable C, which would be pointing to the current value. So let's try to do a dry run for n value 4. So for n value 4, we already have 0, 1 and 1. So for the value index 3, our current value would be 2, and C is pointing to current. And for the next iteration, which is for the n value 4, our A value is 1, B value is 1, and C value is 2, and the current value here would be 4, and we'll move to the next index. So the pointers will update, and right now the C value would be pointing to 4. So since we'll come out of the loop, which is n value is 5, we'll return our C value, which would be pointing to our current value, which is 4. So in this way, we have optimized our space, and in this approach, the time complexity again remains O of n, as we are iterating from 0 to n, and the space complexity in this case would be O of 1, as we are not using any external space to store values. We are just taking 3 variables which keeps on changing for each and every index I. So this approach is space optimized and the optimal approach for this problem statement. So let's try to code this approach as well, and let's submit. So here's the code for our space optimized solution, which is the best solution for this problem statement, where the time complexity here is linear and the space complexity here is constant. So the base cases remain same, which is n value 0 is written 0, and n value is either 1 or 2, return 1. We'll take 3 variables which would store 0, 1 and 1, and we'll run a loop from 3 till n, and we'll find the current value, which would be A plus B plus C. And after finding this current value, we'll move these pointers one step ahead. So A becomes B, B becomes C, and C becomes the current value. So we'll return C. So let's run this code. It's working, so let's submit. As you can see, this approach also gives us successful submission. So let's summarize all the approaches we have used for this problem statement with the time complexity and the space complexity. So here's the final comparison table of all the approaches we have used for this problem statement, along with its time complexity and space complexity. So initially we started solving this problem with the help of recursion, where we have used recurrence relation, where it calculates the values for each and every state for each and every value n. So it generally generates a recursive tree. So the time complexity of that approach became O of 3 power n, which is exponential, and the space complexity here is O of n because of recursive stack. Then we have optimized it with the help of memoization. We try to store the state values in an external array. So because of that, the time complexity changed from exponential to linear, and the space complexity remains same, which is O of n. Then we optimized and used tabulation approach, where we try to build an array and we store the values for each and every state, and then we return the dp of n. And finally comes the space optimized approach, where generally for each and every state it only depends on the 3 previous state values. So we took 3 different variables and we keep on moving those values one step further to calculate the value for the next index. So in this case, the space optimized from O of n to O of 1. So this approach is the best approach for our problem statement. That's it for day 59 of LeetCode 75 challenge. So I have officially started dynamic programming. So make sure you stay consistent. This is one of the most important topics for interviews. So if you're finding this helpful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow and keeps me motivated to bring daily content like this. So I'll see you in the next one. Till then, keep coding, keep growing. Thank you.